6 Black people have been found hanging, mysterious circumstances, conclusions from law enforcement came quickly. Put it up full mass. We're going to go over all of them. Great reporting by Atlanta Black Star. According to Atlanta Black Star, at least 6 people have been found hanging in publicly reported cases across the U.S. in 2026. Several deaths were quickly classified as them doing it to themselves, while families and communities, in some cases, have questioned those conclusions.
What's up with my YouTube people, man? I need y'all to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure y'all like this video, man. Get it in the algorithm, man. I'm here with my people, man. And today we need to pay attention. It don't cost nothing to pay attention. And there's a lot going on in not just Mississippi, but in the South as a whole. And we've been seeing it. And a lot of people don't see just how serious this really is. And I feel like if you a parent, if you a kid, if you an adult, just us, period. We need to be paying attention. So we finna get into this video, and I need to know what y'all think and know and feel about what's really going on in the South and down in Mississippi, because it's a lot of unjust things going on down in Mississippi, and a lot of things happening to people in Mississippi, and we are left, and the families of these people are left with no real answers, which is why we need to be way more aware of what's really going on in the world. And this is one of them things, man, with the world being so crazy, to have to deal with something like this, knowing the history of something like this, is really serious. And we finna get into it, man. So make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Only grown folks allowed. The only place you can come for celebrity news and adult conversation, man. And today, it's finna get real. Let's go.
Atlanta Black Star dug into these cases to see why law enforcement was so quick to close some of the investigations. Now, I want to remind everyone that some of these investigations have been closed without a public reason as to the closure of the investigation. We had a conversation about this just a few days ago and interviewed an attorney who's working with a family member because they do not believe that the deceased family member unalived herself. Kyle Bessings, 21. Put him up. Kyle was found dead hanging from a tree in Marietta, Georgia. This took place on the 18th of February, 2026. The Georgia State University student was reported missing on the 14th of that same month. Investigators told WAGA News that he was seen on surveillance footage walking alone into a wooded area. Detectives said they found, once again, no evidence that anyone else was involved. In other words, no evidence of foul play. Quote, at this time, there are no signs of foul play, end quote, police said. Cobb County ruled the death to be self-inflicted, citing no evidence of foul play from surveillance, witnesses, and the autopsy. The family said in a statement through police that they are working with investigators and trust the process moving forward. That's one. Number 2, Juliana Umba Inzita, 16 years of age, was found deceased, hanging from a tree near a church in Charlotte on May 8th. She reportedly disappeared on April 28th. Inzita was discovered by a man walking his dog through the churchyard. We reported on this when it first happened. According to the investigators, she had a ratchet strap around her neck, and her feet were resting on the ground near a small, toddler-sized chair. Within 3 days, the medical examiner ruled her death to be self-inflicted. The Charlotte Mecklenburg police closed the case 4 days after that without performing an autopsy, finding her cell phone, or interviewing the man who found her body. Now, I want to remind everyone the reason we even know that part is because the local media provided an exhaustive investigation into the police non-investigation, and they found that the man who found the body, who wanted to be interviewed by the police, who assumed he would be interrogated by the police, he said the police never even questioned him. They closed the case and did not question the individual who reported the body. Number 3, put her up. Tania Nicole Miller, 27. Tania was found dead in Miami on June 18th. Miami-Dade County Sheriff's Office said Miller appeared to have died by a self-inflicted death. She was also found with all of her belongings. Deputies never specified that she was found hanging from a tree. Her sister, Terry Miller, rejected the conclusion that Miller died by unaliving herself. And we were able to interview that sister and an attorney who's representing the sister. She confirmed her sister was found hanging from a tree. Miller's sister admitted she and Miller had not spoken since January. She said her family members told her Miller was, quote, doing great. Now, once again, you have a scenario where there's a family member saying this doesn't add up. An attorney who works investigations, the firm specializes in investigations.
Once again, get down in them comments and let me know what y'all think about what's going on in the South right now and the way things are being covered up, because it's not even now keep in mind, we all know things that happen and how police promote over the news and in their local areas how they're going to heavily investigate the situation until they understand the outcome, or they have a real suspect or a real outcome to the situation. And in this situation, we are seeing these people that are clearly victims in an amount of days. We have people that we depend on to seek justice in that amount of time, telling the public there's nothing foul about the situation. And we talking about multiple people, bruh, ending up in the same position. How come the answer is always the same for everybody's situation? Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man, because this is crazy. And if you got kids and you got family that you love, this is something you should be worried about. Because at the same time, we don't want to wait until it's one of ours to be concerned about the situation, man. These are loved ones of people that love them dearly, and they have no answers. And the people that should be giving them real answers, they ain't giving them shit. Let's get back to the video.
They've looked at it. They said on this show, something did not add up, but they could not go into the details given the status of their investigation, not to compromise it. In addition to that, law enforcement, when they concluded, they chose not to provide the reason they concluded the investigation. There's more. Justice Kai James was found hanging outside the cafeteria at Turner Job Corps. This is in Albany, Georgia, June 21st. His family told WALB News that students reported seeing James with his girlfriend at about 8:30 p.m. The same students found him dead at 9:30 p.m. James was a student at the facility and was working to earn a second trade certification, according to the local news. Investigators initially told James' family his death remained under investigation, not providing any details about what happened. His death was ruled self-inflicted on July 20th, officially ruling out any possibility of foul play. Now, for most of us, we would assume that if you find a black person hanging in a southern state, that's enough evidence to presume that there's potentially foul play, and you investigate it as such. You call for witnesses. You ask the community if you know something, say something. You interrogate anyone who may have been involved in discovering said deceased. You launch an investigation to conclude. Why the rush? Why the rush to conclude there's no foul play? Why?
You know what? Y'all make sure y'all go follow him. And shout out to Unbossed on Facebook, man, for even posting this, right? Because damn it, this nigga ain't the only nigga that wanna know what happened. Nigga, I wanna know what happened too around this motherfucker. What's going on in Mississippi? What's going on in the South? Cause this shit is crazy. And yet to really have any answers to what's really going on is insane. And all we getting is fast responses with the same results, no foul play, self-conflicted. Man, you know how crazy you got to be to want to climb a tree, get you a rope, and dangle from it like a Christmas tree on your own behalf. Nigga, this shit sound crazy. And if you believe these people did it to themselves, nigga, you crazy.
There are murder cases that remain open for decades. Why the rush to conclude no evidence of foul play? J. Jackson, Gerard J. Jackson, 28, was found dead on June 30th in Rothbury, Michigan, after he left a music festival. Michigan State Police said Jackson left the festival at 10 a.m. Jackson's friend, Connor Prettyman, posted in the music festival group chat that morning, asking if anyone had seen Jackson. Troopers confirmed they found Jackson's phone and other personal belongings at the campsite. They also recovered his rental car, which contained his wallet and his keys. Jackson's body was found near his rental vehicle, hanging from a tree. Quote, based on the investigation, it appears Jackson died by unaliving himself. There is no indication of foul play, end quote. That's what the troopers wrote. Atlanta Black Star asked the investigator how he knew it was self-inflicted death. The investigator said, quote, it looked like that, so that's why I said it appeared to be a self-inflicted death.
I swear to God, you can't make none of this shit up, man. This what's really going on. So if you got any kind of sense, if you mindful of other people in any kind of way, you know this don't make any sense. But yet and still, we ain't got no real answers. Mind you, they're not even really showing you in detail on a regular basis the alleged officers or the alleged people that see these people and find these people unalive. We don't even know what the fuck they look like. So to hear him say this is what they're saying, I want to know what the fuck they look like. Cause then from there I could have a better perspective on what the fuck is going on with these people and why these people so fast to say they did this to themselves. You get what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Hype this video. Share the video, man. It don't cost you nothing to pay attention. And right now, y'all need to be paying attention to what's really going on.
No evidence, no forensics, no cause and effect, nothing. Because they don't have to provide that. They get to conclude. Now, obviously, there are other competent jurisdictions that have the ability to investigate other than the local police department, state police agencies, a sheriff's department, a DA's office. They all have the right, based on jurisdiction, to investigate these same crimes. It's called concurrent jurisdiction. Sometimes they utilize it, sometimes they don't. In order for these cases to see justice, typically the families have to hire a private investigator. A private autopsy has to be done. And then, possibly, the district attorney, who's not a coward, will step up to investigate properly and document accurately. There's more. Tasia Fortune, Fortune, 29, was found dead hanging from a tree behind a vacant home in Jackson, Mississippi. That was August 3rd. Miss Fortune's official cause and manner of death have not been determined. Authorities arrested a person of interest in connection with Fortune's death on an unrelated charge days later. Fortune's aunt, her name is Etta Avolio, posted a tearful tribute to her niece in an online fundraiser. Quote, the family wants others to know that justice will be served, end quote, the aunt wrote. However, as we've covered before, the rate of self-inflicted death, individuals unaliving themselves among young Black men, is on the rise. We talked about this data on a program just a few weeks ago. New data from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention found that young Black men are dying by unaliving at a rate higher than young white males. Brandon Jones, a psychotherapist who works with young Black men, told Capital B News, the numbers reflect an accumulation of unresolved pain colliding with a generation that's willing to name it. We've had these key political situations and social pushes that have affected us as a collective, end quote, he said. Another quote, young Black people are feeling a trauma response that is leading to people wondering, do I want to keep living in a world that is treating me poorly in this situation? Which one is true? They're both true. They're both true. You have an increased rate of Black males unaliving themselves. Cause and effect of the social political atmosphere is real. You also have law enforcement agencies, in particular local law enforcement agencies, not giving justice to the deceased or to the family of individuals whom they have concluded unalive themselves. And it's not just the family or local members of the community or you and I, or the experts who work in law enforcement have gone on record with media outlets and said the exact same thing. There was no reason to conclude this case that early.
And I agree with everything he just said. And he made a pivotal point, when he posted that post about, what's going on with us as Black men, you know what I mean? And we do deal with mental health on a high level, you know what I mean? And statistically, we go through some things, and there's certain people that can't take it like other people can, and they just submit to it and they give up. That does happen. But fuck all that. We talking about people dangling from shit like Christmas ornaments all through areas where we know have heavy history in this type of shit. And we ain't getting no real results. So we ain't gonna pass this shit off on mental health. It's some very corrupt shit going on. And at the end of the day, the people that's supposed to be digging into the problem and finding who's responsible for these situations, they're quick to have the same conclusion. They did it to themselves. No foul play. In some cases, when this really happens to people, that's not the conclusion in 4 days. That's not the conclusion in 3 days. That's not the damn conclusion in 1 day. We talking about people that's going and they're not coming back. Their family will never get them back. They have to mourn them forever. So I need to know how y'all feel about this in the comments, man. Only grown folks allowed. The only place you can come for celebrity news and grown folk convo, man. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. I need y'all in them comments to let me know how y'all feel about what's going on in the South, what's going on in Mississippi, and why it's no real resolution, and why these issues have the same results, even though we know and feel that this shit ain't right at all. Is something else going on? Keep in mind, it was 217 unalive people buried behind the police department. And those 217 people, their families didn't even know where they was at. Nor did they get a solid explanation when whatever happened to their people happened and they put them under the dirt. They didn't even let them know. So if y'all think this shit is just wrapped up so simple, You just as messed up as the people that's covering this shit up and not really solving what's going on. You just as bad as them, man. Only grown folks allowed, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I'm out of here. But get in them comments and let me know what y'all think about this video and what's going on in the South right now, man. Because right now it looks like we are being reminded of what used to happen. That's what it looked like to me. But let me know what y'all think about what's going on in Mississippi. I'm out of here.